We'll do a little reading. Hey, Bacon loves chicken nuggets. How you going? Bit of a... I like to do my little singing bowl when I start. Just make sure the energy's nice and clear. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and how are we all going? My day's been a pretty good one. I hope everyone else out there has been enjoying their lives and making the most of every moment. Everything good for you, Bacon loves chicken nuggets? I hope so, mate. I hope so. Whew. It's another day, another $1 million. All right. We might just hang for a little bit more before we get a few more people hopping on. Love natural stones. Awesome. Love the inclusions you're getting. I don't know if you can see that on the screen really well, but there's a lot of great inclusions in the smoky quartz. A little rainbow inside there. Hey Riz, how you going? Welcome aboard, my friend. Just showing off a little smoky quartz of mine, one of my favourite little pieces. In natural stones, you know, inclusions really do help to show you that you're working with a genuine stone, you know. Glass doesn't have inclusions in it. So inclusions really give it that uniqueness, you know. Natural stones, they're beautiful things. You know, the smoky quartz, I love the browny smoky look that flows throughout the quartz. It's a really pretty stone. I've had this one for a long time. Anyway, I like to, Roadblocks, how you going? Welcome, my friend. I hope your days have been going well. Arrears, Roadblocks, Bacon Boy, you know, little pyramid one. You know, natural stones, they actually form in pyramids like this. That's how they grow. I mean, I've probably seen, you know, pictures of stalagmites, stalactites, all that type of stuff, but I love how they follow when they cut stones, they follow the actual angle of a lot of the stone itself and really enhance those inclusions and fractures within it. But here's a little thing, right? Jay Honrell, how you going? Welcome aboard. Hey, thank you very much for subscribing. You're very appreciated. You know, join the family, mate. For those who have not heard me speak before, I'm just a really positive person. I just think that what you put out's what you come back, right? Live life to the fullest. Be the best version of yourself you can be. And there's a lot of great techniques that help you understand that, you know. Absolutely, Marco. Thank you very much, sir. You know, there's a lot of personal things and techniques that we can do to help actually form. You are appreciated, mate. I appreciate anyone that finds my videos interesting. I'm just, like I said, I've had a lot of great experiences through my life, and I've had a lot of really good mentors that I've obviously attracted to myself through my own journey, and they've shown me ways to look at life and different techniques and things to do to help transform your life for the better. So, you know, I'm here today and into the future basically just expressing my truth. You know, and if you get something positive from my videos, if you get anything, one of my philosophies is take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. It's basically a philosophy of everyone is unique. No one is on exactly the same journey. So we did it. We're too slow down under. We did it first. Oh, okay, very good. Abdullah, welcome, my friend. Everyone is welcome here on my chats. But, you know, it's really just about, I think, connecting with yourself. I think there's a lot of disconnection in the world because everyone's looking for the answers out there to life. Everyone's looking outside themselves when the actual answers to life are actually right inside yourself. And because the world gets so fast moving, you know, we all live in that world that's fast moving pace, and you know, everyone's trying to get everything done yesterday and, you know, get 10 things done today because I haven't got time tomorrow. And we need to step back from that way of living at times. We need to, you know, treat ourselves a bit calmer, keep ourselves centered. You know, trying to do 1,000 things in one day can really throw us out of whack, and, you know, you lose connection to what life's about. I mean, because when we're doing everything for everybody else, you lose that understanding that life is about you. You chose to come here to have this existence, to live this experience. Shouldn't you be asking yourself if you're happy with what you're doing on a daily basis? Shouldn't you be double checking with you? You know, the one person in this life that can make you feel better is you, about yourself. And that's what I talk about. I mean, I talk about taking ownership. Anxiety is, you know, that's also part of the connection thing. That's, you know, you worry about things that often you turn into things that can be bigger than what they really are. You know, it might be a small thing, but it builds and builds and builds and becomes this energy that really we shouldn't be empowering that energy. We should be allowing and accepting the initial feeling, whatever it might be, and accepting it for what it is and letting it flow on. It's that blockage and that energy that we trap, you know, when we hold something too long or we don't understand it and we can't let it go. All of us out there could take more time to focus on us, right? Well, is that sarcasm, Sal Sanchez? It's very throw it together, mate. It's I am not one to be worried about everything being perfect. You know, hopefully you can hear me, hopefully you can see me, and that's good enough, right? I'm not here to win Golden Globe Awards. We're just here to have a bit of fun, have a bit of a laugh. If there's things that are bugging you in life and you know, you want to throw out a question to me, you feel free, right? But basically I want people to understand that they can feel very connected with their life by connecting with themselves stronger. I don't believe that the answers to life are outside ourselves. I believe we're a part of what I like to term the all that is. I don't put a connotation upon it. You know, life and existence and energy, we're all a part of it. We're part of the all that is, right? You know, the God aspect, what religions believe, they all have their own unique opinions about how they see things, but in general, they're giving their power to a higher being. They believe a higher being will make everything okay for them. I don't subscribe to that, and I'll be honest with that. You know, I'm not saying that you can't believe in a religion. You certainly can, right? And if it's something that makes you feel connected at this point of your existence and you're happy with having that connection, then I say no problem. But for me, life, there's more to life. You know, we are a bigger part of what's going on here than what any of us give us credit. When we understand that, you know, our God is all that is. I don't like to call it God, all right? Basically, when you connect with yourself, when you connect with your heart center, when you do things that are, you know, that's right, each to his own, Luke, 100%, mate. And that's what I say, right? If you've got to find yourself, you've got to find your happy center. You've got to find, I believe that we often give too much of our power away. You do have a say in what's going on in your life. A lot of people don't think that, but I'm a big believer in that. When you talk to someone, let's use a really basic example for those who haven't heard me talk before. When you have people come into your life, when you express a great deal of gratitude and thanks and appreciation in a really positive way, you will often find that that individual that might be just delivering a package to your door responds in kind. Oh, no worries. Oh, I really appreciate you, appreciate me. And they feel like they've got to come back with the same level of almost enthusiasm. It's a like connection with energy, right? If you act really aggressive and angry and so on, you find those people often attract other people like that into their world. It's about you actually decide what you bring into your reality. You have a big say in that. I mean, and if you start to understand that more, then why wouldn't you be the best version of yourself? Why wouldn't you take conscious control of how you act and how you think? You know, my take is that we have free will, Luke. I think that we have full free will. I believe in each individual in this existence creates their beliefs, and what they think create their reality. So, you know, that's pretty much how it is, right? So you can make things better in your life. You just have to analyze yourself. You have to, it's not about looking or asking other people to do the work for you. It's actually about taking quiet time for yourself. Many people do meditation. Many people pray. Many people just take time out of the craziness of life and actually time just to think about how they're going. What are they doing? Have I had a good day? Have I been really positive to everyone around me? Or maybe there was a situation that 100% Sal Sanchez, 100% it starts within, mate. And, you know, you analyse your day, right? Everyone often says, oh, I'll have a look back after a couple of months and I'll recheck in, or I'll talk about whatever. I think we should be actually looking at ourselves on a daily basis. How was your day? You know, that common phrase that people say within the family. You need to actually have a look at you, though. You need to go, okay, there was a situation during the day where something happened and I actually responded quite aggressively in that situation, and I want to think about why I did. Now, you can decide that, hey, the way I responded to that situation, I didn't really like it, right? I'm a bit peeved at myself that I said that or I did this. You don't hang on to the upsetness about how you acted. You got to learn from it. So then you basically can say, okay, I've done this and I've said that, but I want to do better in the future. I want to change the way I respond in the future. So sometimes when we respond or we act in a certain way that doesn't make us feel great afterwards, memories can come up about other situations that mirrored that. When you quietly sit or you meditate or you pray, right? Those memories come back and you can go, okay, I can see where that belief's coming from. I choose not to carry that anymore. Once you acknowledge it and you acknowledge that you don't want that anymore, it disperses that belief. And then you can basically bring in a much more positive belief that you want to live by. So you live by your beliefs, but your beliefs are often programmed by others through your journey of life. When you were younger, when you were a kid, your parents were raising you, the neighbours were raising you, the kindergarten teacher was putting their opinions upon you. Basically, yeah, okay, 1 second. Yeah, all right. Basically, we have to take ownership of what we're doing so that we can change it. I'm big on everyone understanding who they are, thinking about who you are, how you act, you know, being authentic, right? There's no one at the end of this journey that's going to, I'm an Aussie, mate, through and through. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Sorry, a lot of time I get focused on what I'm talking about, and you are all very welcome. I'm glad to see you all here having a listen. It's the ownership that I'm talking about at the moment about your own life. You know, it's not about someone else solving the problem for you. It's about you knowing yourself. You can't lie to yourself. I say that a lot. You can't lie to yourself. Everyone else doesn't know when you're lying, but you know when you're lying. Living an authentic life is not lying to yourself. And then expressing the true you, being brave, being vulnerable, putting yourself out there, speaking your truth about life. Exactly what I'm doing for myself in these lives. I'm speaking my truth. I'm being the most authentic I can be with who I am, and I'm giving myself great reflection by passing on this knowledge to all of you. And it's something I really enjoy doing, right? Expressing my ideas and thoughts about things that I've experienced in my life and how they've culminated to come forward to give me the understandings that I understand. But basically, knowing who you are is a major factor, okay? It's a major factor. If you don't know where you are, how do you expect to change into something new? How do you expect to bring anything new in and step into that new version of yourself if you don't know where you are now? Because there's, funnily enough, but I've been here my whole life in Australia, so I'm very Australian in my accent, but my father is actually a Kiwi, funnily enough. There you go. He grew up in a place called Point Chevalier around Auckland. So if you're a Kiwi, you'll know that. Let me throw out there to everyone, if you do like how I talk, if you enjoy listening to how I talk and you're learning things, don't forget to subscribe, because when I'm on live, you get the authentic me. My videos are there. They're just randomly, I'll put them up when I think about certain topics. I've done a lot over the last 18 months, but I'm finding that I'm connecting. Yes, no worries. Bay of Plenty, I know fairly well, been there once or twice on holidays. But you basically, you've got to basically take that ownership of yourself. You've got to know where you are. You got to know who you are. You got to know what you believe. This is the whole thing. Every belief that we carry around ourselves actually helps us create our own reality. They give us our limitations. But if we don't pay attention to them, some of them will limit us too much to not allow more things to come in, more abundance and more love and more support and more connection. Limiting beliefs can have happened at any point of time in your life. I mean, and a lot of them you're not going to know consciously, because they might have been programmed by family members or people that are in your life when you were, 0 to 5. And as a young being, as a young human, you're like a sponge. You don't know why you're here, you're just existing. And the next thing you know, people are telling you how life is. And they have no idea about it. They're just telling you they're just saying, this is how you should act. Don't do this, do that. And so all these things get thrown upon you. When you become an adult, when you get older, hey, Bod Johnson. All right, how you going, mate? All good, welcome aboard. When you basically, I've lost my train of thought. That's fantastic. That's what happens to the old man once in a while. Improve. How you going? How you going? Everyone, welcome aboard. Before I get back to what I was talking about, if you do like my attitude and how I talk and so on, do not forget to subscribe and like, because I think you do get the best connection from me when you see me live. There's no holds barred. There's no, I'm speaking from the heart. I'm talking about things that I understand and believe myself. There's no scripts. I'm not looking at anything written down. I'm just speaking about lots of different things and my way of looking at things. So if there are things that you want to throw questions out, you can. If it's a big question or a deep one that I'm going to have to go on about, it might be better to post it onto one of my videos. No, I'm not from the USA. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Down under, my friend. Tafanissimo. Welcome aboard, mate. What is this? I'll even next time you could kind of keep the Look, user TI5EX9VH10. I'll try and keep it down. Anyway, we move in a way that often separates us from ourselves, from our true selves. We do things, I suppose I'm saying, we get out there in life and it's crazy, and it basically pulls us away from actually the connection with who we are. A big secret, which isn't a secret, is, hey Money Mojo, how you going? Welcome. Couple of old people rocking in, which is great, people that have followed for a while. One of the things, the big secrets is everyone talks about trying to get people to, I'm going well, how are you going? Everyone talks about, meditation being the best way to go about it. But people, when they pray, when they stop and they quiet their mind, right? Quieting your mind is the trick. It's just breathing. It's breathing slow. It's slowing your breath down. It's breathing. That's why they say to breathe in your nose and then deep into the diaphragm and then exhale. And it's getting this rotation of air and you're focusing on it. You're actually slowing your heart rate down and you're calming yourself down. And you're basically, I'm out in the east, northeast area, my friend. That's as much detail as I give online, all right? But yeah, no, I'm in the northeast type area. When you slow your heart rate down, you calm yourself, right? You center yourself. And you give yourself an ability, I believe, at that point to listen to your inner voice, to yourself that always is trying to speak to you. Most people don't realize or don't understand that what comes into their world, what comes into your life on a daily basis, the situations that happen in your life are a direct reflection of what's going on inside. Now, it's up to the individual to kind of analyze that or to get really connected with this is what's going on. What I'm putting out here or what I'm seeing is really about me. Yes, someone else out there is having an experience and they're seeing it from their angle and they're getting something different from it. You have to understand that if you create your own reality, you don't create half of it. You create everything. If you believe that, you believe you create everything. So if you prove that you create one thing, you actually have proven that you create everything. But it's about the individual grasping that concept. There is not anyone doing everything for you, doing something for you or making your life happen. Your life happens because you've chosen to come here. I believe that we've already created infinite options for ourselves, right? There's infinite lifetimes ahead of ourselves in multiple directions. And you don't have to create the path to go down. You've already done that. You're a master of manifestation. You have to actually choose the version of yourself that you prefer to be. Who do you want to become? Where do you want to go next? What do you want to bring into your life? All these questions you need to ask yourself to find out the version of you that you want to be. And then in a physical world, you step into that. You be that. You create that. That you is waiting for you to embrace that part of yourself. You're sitting here now and you are a creation of this lifetime that you have created all the way along to now. Thank yourself for who you are. You've got here to this point. You've created your reality to this point and you've done an awesome job. Craig wants to say to all of you, you've done an awesome job. Well done. Once in a while, pat yourself on the back. Once in a while, take time to thank you. You're doing a great job. There's no finish line that we're going to get to in this life and say, oh, I've got there. No. Life goes on. We exist forever. We basically are creating all these situations to expand the way we understand ourselves, to connect with who we truly are from more angles, to know ourselves in a broader sense of understanding. That's the deeper meaning of life for me. We've lived thousands of lifetimes, and whether you believe that directly or not, there are ways that you can experience that. There are clairvoyants and psychics and meditation experts that can take you through past life regression. And it's a meditation form, and they basically open you up for you to experience past life memories. How do I know that this is true or real? When you see the memory of a past life, it's not just a vision. There's emotion and feeling that come with it, and they come out of you. That's how you know. You can't prove that to someone else. You have to experience that to know that. And some people have done that, and I've done that. I've been through around 16 past lives with someone that took me through those experiences through meditation situations. And all I can say is that when you have a memory or when you have a vision of something that you want to create, say, or an imaginary thought where you're imagining something, right? You're just daydreaming, whatever. There's no emotion with that. When you see a supposed reflection of you as someone else and you're doing an experience and there's an emotion that comes through your body when you're watching this vision in your mind, all of a sudden that's not just an imaginary vision anymore. That's a memory. This is the thing. It's basically understanding that there's more to it all than what you think. It's not about someone proving it to anyone. It's about individuals saying, hey, you know, I'm going to try and prove this to myself, whether it's real, whether it's not, right? And that's what my journey started like. I started to want to investigate this stuff because it's, if you've never heard of this way of looking at life and understanding it, it's kind of mind-blowing. The concept is kind of mind-blowing to think that what you put out comes back. But once you start down that road of consciously becoming aware of it, mate, there's no turning back, because when you prove things to yourself, that's it. You've proved it to yourself. It's not about someone else, right? It's not about someone else. It's about you guys. It's about everyone there that's out there that says, I don't believe nothing about life, right? I'm not here on this channel to get millions of people to understand that they create their own reality. I'm here expressing my truth. And individuals that like what I talk about can take what they like and chuck out what they don't. You don't have to agree with everything I say. You don't know me at all. All you know is that I'm talking here on my live chat YouTube channel, right? And I'm enjoying myself. But if you don't like what I'm talking about flat out, you can move on. I have no drama with that, right? This is life, right? You don't hang around people that you don't click with. I'm looking for the people that are looking to actually, or they want to have a better connection with themselves, or they're looking for something else in life that they just want an understanding that makes them feel like they're connected to something. And I'm here saying that it is about connecting with ourselves. It's not outside ourselves. It is within ourselves. It is connecting with who we are. Yes, King of Pop, I am an Aussie. I am Craig, and I live in the city of Melbourne, Australia. And it is awesome. And you're an Aussie too. So you're awesome too. Everyone's awesome, mate. Look, everyone, mate. I just, like, I was talking to one of my regular listeners. He has his little sign called Roadstrom, and he's a guy that lives life to the fullest, and he enjoys everything that he does. And I'm sure he wouldn't be upset me chatting about him a little bit, but it's not about being something for someone else. It's about being you. It's about being the you that makes you the happiest. There's no rules. If you're treating people the way that you've always wanted to be treated, if you're working from your heart, if you're being an honest, genuine person, you're not doing anything wrong. You've got to connect with you to know, what do you really want to be doing? Who do you want to be? What version of yourself do you want to show the world? You're an awesome person. Each and every one of you are perfect, awesome individuals. You are living this life because you've chosen to live it. The reasons that you've chosen to live it are yours. They are within you. You can access them. I'm a believer that if you lift your vibration, that information will come to your conscious mind, right? How do we lift our vibration? By doing things that we love to do, things that are personal to us, things that are our passions, our joys, our things that when you do something, you know, maybe you love football, and when you're playing football with your mates, it just gives you a buzz, right? Well, you should be doing it, because that's what your higher consciousness is trying to tell you through how you feel when you do the thing. But everyone loves is passionate about different individual things. So when you do something you're passionate about, you give yourself the best chance to meet people that are also passionate about the same thing you are. And what happens when you attract people that are doing things that they're passionate about? They're high vibed, they're having fun, they're living life to the fullest, and they're into something that you're into. opportunities can come from that. When other people like how you are within a certain thing because they like it as well, they're the type of people that go, hey, I've got an opportunity with a job that I'm doing at the moment and I need someone else to come and help me, and it's doing the things that I love doing, XYZ. Would you be interested? All of a sudden, you could be doing a job that you love, not doing a job that you don't love, because you suddenly are connecting with people that are passionate about things that you're into, right? Doing the things that you're passionate about personally is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. That's the ultimate connection with you, right? So my advice to everyone that listens is, I hope that you are reminding yourself of the things that you love to do. One of the things I love to do is talk about life, the universe, and everything. I make little jokes about, is the answer to life, the universe, and everything 42? Why would I say that? It's Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. Love that story. The answer to life, the universe, and everything in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy is 42. You can read that book. You can look at the TV shows and the movies that are made called Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy. But found us a full, really cool story. I personally really liked that as I was going through a lot of learnings. That particular story and series made really clicked with me. Obviously, the answer to life, the universe, and everything is not 42, but it could be anything. The understanding about what is the answer to life, the universe, and everything is the question that keeps on giving, right? Life is open, abundant, joyous, and actually very simple when you connect with who you are. It becomes very simple. As you connect more with who you are and you do the things that you love doing, I find that your particular opinion about life becomes much more simple. Official carrier, I appreciate that. You want to be the center of your world. It is not for someone else to actually do the things in your life for you. You have to take ownership of your life. You are here living your life, regardless of your belief systems, regardless of what you have been programmed with by family, friends now as you grew up. It is important for me to actually understand that my beliefs sit with me, that I'm happy with them. See, I'm not worried about what level of understanding you get to for yourself. All I hope for the individuals out there is that they look at themselves and they go, am I happy with who I am? Am I really, really happy? Am I doing things that I'm really happy about? Am I acting in a way that I love? Or could I do things differently? Could I do things better? Is there something that I want to do that I'm not doing now that I think is more exciting to me? Excitement leads you down a very, very awesome path if you start living a life of excitement. If you start doing things that lift your vibration and just excite you, you will attract other people that are doing that. And life becomes this awesome roller coaster of emotions in a real positive up and down motion. I mean, life for me is change, right? What you do? Okay, what do you do? Thank you for redoing that. What do I do? I am here talking to you about life, the universe, and everything. If you're asking about what job I do, I don't really talk about what my daily job is that I do. There's lots of things that I've been involved with over my life, right? I'm a 56-year-old guy. I've done lots of different things, but my passion is talking about the understanding of life. So that's what I'm here to do. And that's all I need to basically let you guys be aware of. I'm expressing something in me that I believe, and I'm putting it out there for you guys to take what you like, chuck out what you don't like. That's up to yourselves, right? I'm not someone that's here saying, this is how it is, da, da, da. No, that's not how. If someone's saying that in any type of talk, that you have to do this and you have to do that, and there's no exceptions, that's a bit of control type of conversation, and that's a red flag for me. I'm very much about being open with how you see things, but allowing others to connect with the things that make sense to them. Everyone's a unique individual. You know, if I was to start my own religion, which I'm not everyone, but if I was to start my own religion and call it a religion, it would be the religion of everyone's an individual. That would be my religion. You need to work on being the most unique personal person to yourself, not copying everyone around you out there or trying to be someone that you're not. Connect with your heart and be the unique, perfect person that you are to the best of your ability. You know, when you're a kid, everyone's wanting everyone to like them, and I want lots of friends, and I'm going to do what, you know, Joe and Harry are doing because, hey, they're doing that and I want them to like me. So you copy what they're doing, X, Y, Z, right? But when you become an adult, I believe that people like you a lot more when you're genuine, when you're that true, passionate individual. You stand out, you glow. You actually, the more you do that, the more you help others around you connect with their individual, unique selves, because we are all a part of the same, we're all from the same energy source, all that is, God, Goddess, all it is, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't really matter, because I don't think the energy of existence puts a title on itself, if I'm being honest. I think that we need to connect with our own uniqueness though. See, it's like, when I look at life, I go, okay, there's a football stadium in front of me and there's this huge jigsaw puzzle, right? Every single lifetime, let's say it's just your life, all your lives that are in this stadium, and every life that you live is a piece of the jigsaw puzzle. When you sit up in the stands, you can oversee what you've done in your existence, and it might be thousands and thousands of lifetimes, but they all add up to who you truly are, right? Life is bigger than what any of us can see from this vantage point. We are living one life right now. I am a can of Coke. Well, I tell you what, at times I'm thirsty and Coke's awesome. And well, look, I love thinking about life. I know that sounds, I don't know how many other people out there really enjoy thinking about life, but I like it. I just find in family zones, in homes, you don't get many people sitting around the table talking about life. They'll talk about things that happen on their daily life, but the overall understanding of what life's really about, I mean, often that gets put to religion and people go, well, that's the spiritual thing, that's religion, and they push it away. Even if they're not religious families, they push it away and they don't actually even talk about how the individuals in their family see life. My dad, when I was growing up, said he was an atheist, but he never really explained any of that. He just said, I don't believe in anything, and that's it. I was always within myself. It was always a bit of just a driving force of wanting to ask questions about things. I mean, I went to religious studies as a young guy and I heard the Bible comments and all that type of stuff. And, you know, they didn't sit with me because they could only tell you so much. They were like nice stories, but they didn't really have the substance that I was looking for. They didn't really, it was all about giving away your power to something more than you and that we were less than them. And that never sat with me, right? Because every human being comes into this life as a perfect little baby. There's nothing wrong with that baby. Everyone goes, look at that perfect little baby, right? Everyone does it when they have a baby born in the family, whatever it might be. We see how perfect it is. And then over time, everyone's saying, don't do this, don't do that, don't touch this, go here, go there. We start programming it. But no one really knows the truth. No, everyone's just putting on things that they think are right, and no one really knows what's right. But I've come through my life and my understanding is that, hey, if I can't find the answers within myself, then they don't exist. And I can tell you that when you quiet yourself down, the answers are within you. You are a walking computer. They say that 95% or 90 or 95% of the brain doesn't even get accessed and used by the human being. What's it there for? That's a question. Like, I think we're storing so much knowledge that we don't access into our conscious mind on a regular basis. It's not funny. Past lives, all that stuff is there. I believe it's all there as filing cabinet holding the information that we need. We are more than what we realise. I think we come into this lifetime closing ourselves off from who we really are, because it's the perception of learning and experiencing from not knowing anything that's exciting to us when we first experience something for the first time. I mean, if you remembered all of your past lives, meeting the partner in this lifetime, or having your first girlfriend, or having your first taste of a milkshake, or whatever it might be, they lose their excitement because you've lived thousands of lifetimes and you've probably done it all before. So, I appreciate you, Can of Coke. I appreciate you in on every day, mate. You're awesome for actually connecting in this way and understanding. And it is, mate. I do believe that I'm being courageous for myself, but I'm just speaking my truth. It's about being more positive. It's about believing that you can take ownership of your life. That's it. Okay? And you can. And anytime you need someone to listen to someone positive, mate, you jump on here. I'll talk positive no matter what. I'll make the effort. I'm making the effort because I believe in people. People want me to talk about this stuff. People want to hear people talk about there's another way to see life. There's another way. Hey, how you going? Shatarina, is that correct? I know from Indonesia, Shatarina. I hope I said that right. Hi to you. You are very welcome. My friend, I'm a Can of Coke. If you subscribe and so on and hit the notification, then you'll know when I come on live. And I do it fairly regularly, like not every day. Mondays in Melbourne, Australia, I don't do it because there's not many people on Mondays, and I just give myself a night off type thing. But, a lot of the other nights, or right now in Melbourne, Australia, it's going on towards 8:30 p.m. And I usually start around 7:30 or so. Depends on families had dinner and all that type of stuff, and I set myself up in the lounge just to do my little live. So that's how I roll, right? Leo, how you going? Welcome aboard. All of you, if I've missed anyone's name, Brian, mate, I'm not South African. No, I'm Melbourne, Australia. I'm an Aussie. This is how an Aussie talks. Good day, mate. Look, we're very laid back culture. And we go with the flow. I think my family and people in Australia, we should probably be pay a bit more attention to what's going on. I think we do go with the flow a lot. And I think, we probably get manipulated by the governments a bit too much, because we're all, it's all good. She'll be right, mate. That's all how we talk in Australia. So, well, my friend Magnus, I would say Melbourne is not. If you're watching the media on TV, you're getting the negative of life increased in volume by about 100, right? Because I can look out in the suburbs of Melbourne where I live, and everyone is very nice and everyone's having a great existence. And yeah, there's a couple of twits running around acting bad, but I think that happens everywhere in the world. So, life's what you make it. You put out positive attitude, it comes back. It's how I see life. It's where are we going? Yeah. What's a matter, baby? What's a matter? Nothing's the matter. Do you like ice? Do you like ice? Well, if you're talking about drugs, no, I don't take those type of drugs. Not at all. I like ice in the summer in my drink. No, it's crime out of control, corruption, Melbourne is done. All right, well, that's your opinion, Magnus. That's okay. I can accept that if that's how you see it. Sorry, I just kicked a little table there. But you can transform stuff in your life. I do believe that, man. I mean, I don't want you to give up on transforming things. I don't want you to get caught up in that cycle, and it's very hard not to, right? When things are happening, bad things are happening, and you react to situations, you get in that cycle of lower vibration. And sometimes I would love people to step back from what's going on and say, you know what, I've had enough of that. My life is awesome. Okay, so you were bullshitting me, were you, Magnus? Unfortunate. That's not being authentic. I'm also quite a sarcastic bugger because I'm 56 years old, all right? But don't worry for your kids because everyone is perfect. Everyone is a spark of love and light of existence. Your kids included, right? You've got to just raise your kids and guide them and allow them to do the things that they love to do. That's my advice with raising kids. People should be allowed to do the things that make them feel the best they feel. That's it. If you're not allowing them to do that, if you're saying study that because it'll get you a better grade, you're pushing them down a path that their heart's not in it. And they'll eventually quit whatever that is and have to change direction in their life later on when they get control of their life or they take their power back. I'm big for encouraging them to talk about what do you really love? What makes you feel great? What makes you feel really good? Why don't you do that? Why don't you study that? Why don't you go in that path? Because if you really love something, it's not gonna disappear on you because your heart's into it, right? You're basically connected with that particular thing. You're helping them have a true connection with their authentic self by raising them in that way, And that's it, my friend. Having a good chat there, can of Coke. I tell you what, mate. That's what we want to do. I would love to see more and more people just having these conversations about life amongst their friends and family and being a little bit brave and talking about different things that you think about, because when you put things out there, when you're brave and you talk to your friends and you think maybe these friends aren't really into thinking about life the way that we're talking about now, you'd be surprised how many people actually open up when you start talking about this because everyone would think about life to some point quietly to themselves at times and maybe not they feel embarrassed about talking about opening up in that sense. It's a part of our life. Disconnection is a big problem in the world. The suicide rate of people in the world, it's because they don't feel connected in their lives anymore. It's because they've been looking for answers out there. There aren't any. They don't feel that there's a meaning or reason for them to be here anymore. And boom, see you later. You can choose to do that. But all you need to do to re-energize your life, if you need that, is to connect with what makes you tick. What are the things that you love? If you are not doing them, even in a hobby sense, if you are not doing those things in your life, what are you doing? Because you're not really listening to your true self then, from my opinion, because it's not about what I think's right for you. I've got to remind myself of what's right for me. I can only work on me. Make myself the brightest light that I can be. But you guys, you can all do it as well. You just have to get people to connect with what makes them feel the best they feel. Their vibration will lift. They will attract people in the same area, very positive, uplifting people, and it can happen that simply. The attitude of the individual does dictate what gets created in their world. You can't create anything for anyone else, but you certainly can transform your own life. It's, and I've just smacked my little, there we go. Transform my life instantly by putting my big boot into my stand. So you can transform your life for the better. You can do a job that you're passionate about so that you never feel like you work a day in your life. You can. You need to actually decide or be honest and let your true you and the things that make you feel the best you can feel, you need them to come back into the conscious mind. You need to remind yourself of what makes you feel joy, what makes you get excited, what you love the most about life. Why don't you go and start doing a bit more of that? Why don't you bring into your life more of that energy? That's the awesome connection. That's the high that people crave. People get stuck on drugs because they get a high buzz and then they drop off with the drug because it's a man-made high and they have to keep going back to it. Well, imagine if you're doing something that you love to do and you generate a permanent high. You don't need drugs anymore, right? Sorry, Roman. Negative thoughts that come into your head. Okay, so good question, mate. Really appreciate the question. So as you start to take control of your thoughts and your actions, you will initially probably have negative things come up through situations that occur that make you bring up a negative belief that brings a negative thought into your mind. So when you think a negative thought, it's because it's driven by a belief, okay? And you've programmed yourself with that, or someone else's or you've allowed someone to, I'm losing my words here. You've accepted a thought of someone else in the past that was what was true about that particular thing. When you quietly think about that negative thought that pops into your head, when you quiet your mind, you can analyze that. You can say, why am I thinking this way about this particular area? I acknowledge that I'm thinking about it, but I don't want to think about that anymore. I want to think positively about this particular area. It's usually about hey, Schrodinger, how you going? It's usually about some particular situation. Can of Coke, pleasure, mate. Yeah, you just make sure you've subscribed, and then you'll be able to catch up with me next time I'm on, mate, and notifications will tell you when I'm on. But regular days, I'm on at a similar time every day. Great to have you on there, mate. The negative thought can be changed by accepting that you've thought it, connecting with, why would I think that about that? I must have something that I believe thinks that, and then deciding that I don't want to think like that anymore. When you decide and you've looked at it and you decide you don't want to think like that anymore, the negative belief is dissipated, and you can replace it with the way you prefer, what you want to act like in that situation. But negative, you've got to actually analyze it. You've got to have a look at it, but you've got to accept it and then decide that you don't want to think like that anymore. So it's all consciously making those decisions, yeah? And you know what I mean, Roman? So I hope that kind of helps. It's taking the opportunity to accept it, but accept that you put it there, that you accepted it in the first place, but now you want to change it. You realise that I don't want to talk like that anymore. I don't want to think that about that particular situation. I like those people, and you can move on and start putting a positive thought or belief in place of that, yeah? So, yeah, negative thoughts. The more that you take the time to analyse who you are and to actually look at who you are, the more you will not think negatively. Because when you do have a negative response, you'll instantly be saying to yourself, because you're getting a reflection on yourself straight away, right? That was terrible what I just said. I don't want to think like that. I accept that I did that, but I'm going to try and think this way now. I want to believe this about this situation. So you're constantly changing yourself as you go along, closer and closer to the now. The only thing that actually exists for all of us is right now. So the past was the now when we were there, and the future will never be in the future. We'll be in a new now. We are beings of constant change. That's how we create our own reality, because we allow ourselves to change constantly. The creation of all the possible futures we've already done. We're masters of manifestation. We just need to decide at different times, what do you prefer to do now? What would you like to do now? And if you're working from your heart, if you're doing things for the right reasons, for you to be the most authentic person you can be, and you to be that light for everyone around you, so your family and friends live that way as well, they start doing the things that they're passionate about, life becomes a joy. Right? Don't know about the crows, but you never know. Yeah, so, so I hope that helps with that thought, that question. I hope that helped. Schrodinger, hi, how you going? I hope everything is going well with you. Again, I'll say to everyone, if you do like what I talk about, please remember to like and subscribe, because I think everyone gets the most out of me being here talking when it's myself live and you can see the authentic me. And if you have people that are struggling in your lives with connection, that they don't feel connected about their lives, if you do have those type of people around you, and some of us do, tell them about me, have them come on. And you can, right? Like, age is just a number in this life. It's just one life, Roman, right? It's just one life. You're 59, I'm 56, 57 this year, mate. So, I think we get into a groove of thinking more about ourselves, right? That it's more important that we actually have a real true understanding of what the hell is going on here. What's important about living this life? I mean, I'll tell you all this. My belief about this year, 2026, it's going to be a mind-blowing year. There's going to be some things go on in the world that a lot of people, their heads are going to freaking pop off, But all I say to you is, everyone just, when all these things happen around us, be open-minded, stay true to yourself, be positive, and be an observer. Take it on. Don't freak out about things that go on, but I think there's going to be a lot more world crap come out, and I think there's going to be a lot more realizations that we're not, that the universe is much, much bigger than what we realize. I think there's going to be some real awakening from the human consciousness, as you could say. But individually, I'm with you, Roman. I mean, the last few years for me, I've found my connection again fully to talk about the things that have always been very personal to me, to put it out there, to be brave, right? To let everyone know this is how I think, right? There's going to be people that go, oh, he's talking crackpot. That makes no sense. But that's okay. Then it's not, I'm not for them. What I'm saying is not for them. What I'm saying is for the people that go, I click with that. There's many, many people that you can listen to, and and if you click with what I'm talking about, come hang out. We'll talk, we'll grow, we'll expand how we see things together, questions and experiences that people have. I'm happy for you to put up thoughts and comments about things that happen in your own lives, things that have changed for the positive through making an effort to be more consciously in control of what you think on a daily basis. Your life cannot change magically just because you think something. We are living in a physical realm. Yes, it is a kind of simulation that we live in, and we are allowed to transform things as we go along, but it is physical. So in this world, we have to do physical things to create new physical things. We have to actually do the actions, is what I'm saying. You can't just have a thought and not do the physical action to have that come into your world, right? So I'm trying to use my hands again. I'm not Italian, I swear, but I use my hands a lot. There's a lot of European mix in me. That's what I've been told from the family, right? There's a lot of European. My dad was a Kiwi. We won't hold that against me. But I've grown up in Melbourne, Australia, so you basically need to take ownership. Hey, Ali, how you going? You're back. Fantastic. Welcome aboard, my friend. I hope everything is awesome for you. And we all just need to take the ownership of who we are, right? Like, that's the most important thing. Who are you? Don't go saying, my mum treated me bad, that's why I'm like I am. Embrace who you are. You have got yourself, whether you realize it or not consciously, unconsciously, you have created your own reality to this point in the now. You are the version of yourself, should I say? I just read stopped on your question, Roman. But you are the version of yourself that you have done a great job to get yourself to where you are right now. Accept yourself for your warts and all. You have done the best you can possibly do. I'll read your question in a moment. You've done the best you can do with what you knew over your life. You have not done anything wrong. You are perfect in every way. You have nothing to achieve that will make you get anywhere. You already, well, I'm going to write into the camera here. Everyone already has the golden ticket to existence. You all live forever. You all live forever. You've got the Charlie and the Chocolate Factory golden ticket. You're in, everyone. You've made the factory. You can enjoy the chocolate and the spoils. Life is awesome. Everyone should be treating everyone awesome because we're all family. Every single one of us human beings, we've all come from the same place. We're all going to the same place. We're all living a lifetime. We're all should love each other just like we treat our friends and our close family and people that we care about. We should be treating everyone like that because aren't we all from the same place? It's pretty simple, right? What's Roman written here? Stop watching the news, try to live a peaceful life, get out in nature, enjoy the simple things. Mate, you're living a good existence. Singing near the river, listening to the birds. Oh. Can I ask where you're from against Roman? Did you say what part of the world you live? Because everyone now has read your comment there and they're jealous of how you're living. You know, I live in the bushy area of Melbourne, a lot of bush around and that. It's beautiful, mate. There's birds, there's kookaburras at times. I know people have heard about kookaburras, but, you know, a lot of wildlife, a lot of bush tracks. I love all that, mate. It's just, well, you're living in the best part of the world. I know people go, oh, Melbourne's got all this stuff going on, but Melbourne's awesome, mate. We ain't got no one running around with guns. I know that there are a couple of individuals that carry on and do the wrong thing with weapons, but the general public doesn't run around with weapons. So that's a real bonus. Schrodinger's in Southeast Asia. Well, mate, you are living life, mate. You are living the dream, running around the world. Are you originally from Southeast Asia? Can I ask that question? Lewis, I'm doing extremely well, my friend. I hope that life is treating you very well. I hope you are projecting all the positive things that you need for yourself so that you can transform your life for the better as much as you possibly can. Embrace your power, everyone. You are all awesome. Believe in who you are. Believe in who you are. You are fantastic, right? You're not less than. When you come to Craigswood Rocks and you listen to how we should be thinking about ourselves, we're up here, everyone. We came into the world perfect. It's the programming of this lower vibrational planet that's programmed us, right? Appreciate you, Lewis. Really do, mate. Love to all of you, but Lewis as well. Love to all of you, mate. You are all, you know, appreciate you big time, mate. We're building the family, mate. That's what we're doing. We're building the family, Lewis. Welcome along, mate. Welcome along. Because I want like-minded people to connect. We want to act with a real positive high vibration, and we'll attract those people from everywhere around the world and help everyone to basically be the best version of themselves they can be. Because I believe in my heart of hearts that that's how we transform the world. We transform the world one person at a time, being the best version of yourself you can be. I think that's what we're here to do. I think we're here to actually lift the vibration of the planet and make this world a place that we are always excited to exist in. You know, our planet Earth has been through some hellish times over the centuries, right? There's been wars and plagues and all types of crazy stuff and, you know, control from different groups and beheadings and hellish behavior and slavery and all this crazy stuff. When we're all the bloody same. We all are humans that have come into this life, living this great existence, and we treat each other like crap. Well, it's got to change, right? It's got to start with someone, and I believe it starts with me. I'll do the best I can for me. I can't help anyone else to transform their own life, but I can hope that the attitude that I bring to life is a little bit infectious, and you guys go out there and say, I can improve what I'm doing. I can, you know, I can live my best version of myself so people around me can see that, and then maybe they will start to do it. It's the pebble in the pond effect, right, Lewis? Drop the pebble in and the ripples out. That's it. Be the best version of yourself and everyone can follow. We are a group of unique individuals that want to become the best unique versions of ourselves. We are all perfect sparks of love and light and existence. We are conscious, we think, we feel. These things do not disappear, everyone. They go on. Your physical body might deteriorate, which it does, which also shows us we're living in a simulation because it's deteriorating, but your energy does not. Your thoughts do not go away. Your feelings do not go away. They are you. They are your essence. They are your soul. They are your energy. I've been out of my body twice in my young life of 56 years, and I have seen my energy arm and hands and felt myself sitting up out of my physical body, and wow, we go on. I don't know what we go on to, but I know that we go on 150%. We go on, and we do not disappear into nothingness. I can tell you that. That's my personal gift to all of you that are listening. It's if you haven't had that experience of separating from the physical, because there are books that you can read. One of the most famous guys that I just love his books, Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body. I encourage you to have a look at that book. He was someone that left his body hundreds, if not thousands of times in his life, and he wrote about it. And there's an institute in America called the Robert Monroe, or the Monroe Institute. It's about people coming together and learning and experiencing out-of-body experiences. It's pretty mind-blowing, right? But those books that he wrote, I think it was Journeys Out of the Body was the first one, and there was a second book he wrote called Far Journeys. Love those books, right? So they basically helped me to understand when I had the experience of separation. I knew that there was more to life than just this one life, and it was a great relief to me to know that I'm just not going to disappear, that my thoughts are my thoughts, and that I exist, I go on and I exist, and all that type of stuff. So but it's not about, I can pass these stories on, and I can tell you a lot of the experiences that I do talk about from time to time, and I can pass them on to all of you. But the most powerful thing you can do for yourself is be skeptical in life, but then try and experience these things for yourself. See if they're true, if they're real, because you don't just believe blindly, you believe from your heart and soul. Then it's a part of me. I know that we go on. Yeah, and mushrooms, I've had magic mushrooms, let's just say that, many years ago. Hey Charlie, how you going? And they are another healing tool. The American Indians used to use them. I know the Aboriginals used to use them, but they're very much about helping you to separate. Yes, I believe that, Lewis. But it's something that you want to try around people that understand it from a spiritual perspective. I would definitely suggest look at it in that sense if you are interested. But you certainly can separate from your body without any assistance or any, plants or whatever. You can do it naturally. And, if you read Robert Monroe's books, I highly advise he writes his techniques of how he does it. And if you're interested, go ahead, give it a try. It is dying without dying. All right, that's because you're separating. So I know what it feels like, and I can tell you, it feels bloody awesome. But at the end of the day, I'm here to see this journey of this life out to its fullest, because I know I've come here to be my best version of myself, to help humanity and myself grow and expand and do my part, be my jigsaw puzzle part, right? We all are a part of that huge jigsaw puzzle, which is existence. And, once we realize that we're important and we believe that we are, and we connect with ourselves in our heart, then why wouldn't you be the best version of yourself? I'm important, guys. You're important. You make a difference. You're not less than. You're bloody awesome. And let me just say, swearing doesn't mean that you're not awesome. I swear quite regularly. I've had jobs where I've worked with tradies. I've had jobs where I've worked in offices. I've seen every type of person that exists out there, right? In Australia, anyway. And, you become the person that you're most happiest with. And sometimes throwing out the swear word just gives you that exclamation mark that gives you the emphasis that you need on a comment, right? We all know that. Bloody hell, right? So just Embrace you. It's not about being someone for someone else. If someone doesn't like me, fine, they don't like me. Move on. Why are you listening to me if you don't like me? If so I don't care what other people really say. At the end of the day, here's my buddy Roadstrom. Hey, I hope you don't mind, Roadstrom, but I was talking about how awesome you are earlier to the people on the live, and they all really liked you, man. So you might get a few comments from people like, I want to come up and visit Roadstrom, and I'm just taking it a bit funny. Like that book is called Robert Monroe. He's the author, Robert Monroe, Monroe. Oh, Monroe. Maybe it's M-U-N. It's M-O-N or M-U. I think it might be M-O-N, but Google Robert Monroe, Journeys Out of the Body. Yeah. And I'll, in the question area under this live, because I always load the lives, I'll put the name of the book in the thing in case you forget. Just my family from Southeast Asia, but I'm mostly in New England, and now I'm in Singapore before I head back to visit extended family. Mate, you're living a great life, man. And I hope that, that's awesome, man. So originally, or mostly New England, yeah. So you're originally from Pommyland, yes? As your accent, I can tell. Thank you, Toyota, and I can tell you're from Australia too because you've called yourself Toyota, which is that right, Toyota, Australia? My missus drives a Toyota. And you said the word crikey, unless you just watch Robert Irwin, and the Irwins a bit crikey up in the Australian place they have in Queensland there. What's it called again? I don't know what it's called. I should know that question. Anyway, Pork Chop Delight, Hanson 2028. Woo, okay. Very good. I have no idea what you mean by Hanson 2028. Just so you know, Pork Chop, all right? No idea. Australia Zoo, thank you, Rachel, because that's up near you. Well, maybe not close to you, but in your area, I reckon. Steve Irwin, yes, was a bloody legend. He certainly was a bloody legend, mate, because you know the thing that I loved about Steve Irwin? He was genuine, right? He was genuine as they come. He didn't care what people think. He did some, his own, One Nation 2028. Awesome, Pork Chop. Thank you for correcting yourself there because, I couldn't work it out. Pauline for PM. Well, there's a lot of people believing that at the moment. And, even Pauline has her bumps and bruises, but she believes what she believes and she's down the bloody line. So, yeah, Steve Irwin was nuts, but he was fun to watch and, he lived his life to the fullest, right? He did the things that brought him joy. Loved animals. He created Australia Zoo. He was just people that live their life in the most authentic way. You can't not love that, right? Agatha, what's that? Dude, come to Agatha. Well, Agatha, I don't know where Agatha is on. Not sure, mate. Some of the craziest people out there. Yeah, he passed on way love, man. He really did. Roads for PM. I love it. Return of the Aussie Olympic mascot. Yes, I do, mate. That was crazy too. I think that the authentic people, they're the ones that get you excited because they don't live by halves, right? They know who they are and they are who they are. It's all out there. If you don't like them, piss off. If you like them 100%. So there's no grey. It's kind of how I like to live my life. You can't be one toe in the water. You've actually got to get into the water or get out, right? So, yes, I am an Aussie. I'm from Melbourne, Australia. Proudly Aussie. A good day to everyone that is not Aussie and good day to everyone that is. I don't even use that word good day. But I find myself when people say, are you Aussie? I want to say, good day, how you going? I'm a city Aussie though, I'm Melbourne, Australia. I'm not like Roadstrom. He's like country Australia. He's up in Queensland. He's out with the bush boys and girls, aren't you, mate? You're an Aussie as well. Well, you are also awesome. Everyone's awesome, right? On Craig's World Rocks, it's about being the best version of yourself. We talk about life, the universe and everything. We want to know about how to look at life. We want to be the best versions of ourselves. You know, be the best version of yourself. Is that so much to, I mean, it's brave. You got to be brave, right? Australia, you just got to live with passion, right? Mark, greetings from New Zealand. Thank you very much, mate. My father is a Kiwi, so, you know, maybe I'm a half Aussie, but I did grow up my whole life in Melbourne, Australia. So he calls me a Mexican, Rodstrom, yes, because I'm from Victoria, Melbourne, Australia. Where do you go, Toyota? You're in Brisbane, Queensland. That's where Rodstrom's from. He's up that way. I'm a Mexican, so I'm from Melbourne, Victoria. So, you know, I'm down south like the Mexicans are from America, so that's why we get called Mexicans. Okay, so we don't really have too many mojitos down here. I'm very much I like the old American bourbons. So I'm very much the bourbon man. I love that. Random question. No, I don't. I have not watched that. I do not know what that is. That is for... Yeah, I'm going back over a few questions here. Lewis, no, I have not watched that. Jerry, how you going? Welcome back. Welcome back. Becky, oh, you're from Victoria as well. I love that we're supporting our transgender people. I support everyone, Becken. And I have my missus and 2 adult boys, and I'm a very proud Australian, but I'm a very positive thinker, and I'm very much about passing on knowledge that I've been able to learn over my journey of life, that each person does have a say in their life. What you put out does come back. You do create your own reality. You do. That's what I believe. So, Nick, how are you, mate? Welcome, welcome. So, a positive mind creates a positive life, right? If you're someone that gets caught up in the lower vibrational stuff and you're angry, you get frustrated and you throw it out a lot, oh, that's sad to hear, Lewis. Well, they all go back to the same place that we go, mate. They go back home. Yes, Mark, mate, I love talking about life, the universe and everything. It excites me. I get going when people are passionate about, you know, the understandings, and they start to grasp a few of the points and they want more. Away I go, mate. It's very hard to stop me. Well, Nick, I think there are dogs in heaven. I think that all the animals go back over the other side where we come from as well. Oh, okay. So that's no good, Nick. Yeah, so... Oh, okay. So we'll just do that. Yeah, we want... Sorry, I just got given a coffee. That was very nice by my missus. There you go. Yeah, I don't want people talking like that, I suppose, Toyota, on the stream. But you do get a few trolls from time to time. The attitude's everything. And look, when it comes to everyone, right, I know, because I'm putting myself out there to the world, right? I know that some of you are going to go, I really click with this dude, this old dude. He makes sense. I like how he thinks, and you're going to want to hang out and talk. But there's going to be people that come on here and want to try and do the old tall poppy syndrome, and they think they can throw out the old sarcastic comment and be a cheeky bastard and blah, blah, blah. It has no effect on me, but I'm not going to allow, you know, rhetoric that's negative like that to be repeated. So I don't understand why they think they need to do that, and I'm not really that interested. They're just working. It's a less vibrational level. They don't feel good about themselves, and they get a buzz out of putting other people down. So, you know, time to time, we have to block writings of people that aren't saying nice stuff, and I'm someone that is not in alignment with anyone that's racist, my friend. I mean, we are all the same. I will say it again. Every human being is my brother and sister and family and mother and father. Everyone is from the same place. We all were born as babies. We're all perfect sparks of love and light. That's how I look at us all. We're all a part of existence, the all that is. I had a mentor a long time ago, and he's passed now, and he was older than me. But one of the best experiences he ever showed me was there was a storm once, and we were out in a boat. We were out having a trip on a boat in a yacht, couple of mates, right? And we moored near this island, and we went to the island because it was getting a bit rough, and we thought we'd go to this island. He went over to this big tree and he just started hugging the tree. And I'm looking at him going, what are you doing hugging the tree? Because I didn't understand at the time. And he opened his eyes and turned around and he said, come over here and feel the energy. Trees are unbelievable. They're a part of everything, right? The all that is. But everything has energy just like we do. And when you open yourself up to connect with something else in this world's energy, it's an experience of overwhelming expansion. That's all I can say, because the tree was feeling the gale force winds. It was feeling the energy of having a fight against the storm that was coming. And I could feel how strong it was and how long it had been there. It was quite a personal experience that, sat with me for a long time. Life, we're all a part of the same thing. We're all here trying to understand ourselves in better ways. We're trying to expand who we are. We're trying to see ourselves from different angles, different reflections. We live different lives to experience the way that we experience ourselves through different eyes. But we're all from the same place. We're all family. And I don't understand racism. I don't understand hatred. I don't understand just why are you worried? Why are people worried about what other people are and what they're doing? Let them enjoy their life. If you're not hurting anyone, why would you want to hurt someone else? People should be able to live their life from their heart, enjoy it, have joyous lives, right? Some beliefs seem to really offset against other people's beliefs. And I know that's how, a lot of things kick off, and there's a lot of hatred through programmed opinions. But as a whole, this planet needs to let go of that hatred that, we all should be. If you're a truly spiritual person, it's about being the best version of yourself you can be, right? I believe that wholeheartedly. I believe that fully. We all... You need a kayak. Oh, okay, Mark. No worries, mate. Sorry, mate. My thingo stopped flowing there, so I missed a few comments. You hatched from an egg. No, I think Roadstrom... Do you remember the old show Mork from Ork? Do you remember Robin Williams was Mork from Ork? And he came down to Earth in his alien spacecraft, and his alien spacecraft was an egg. and then recently there was video of the Americans, or some American people, flying an alien spacecraft, supposedly hanging in a harness, and it was an egg-shaped craft. And I'm like, Robin, they knew about aliens in the 70s. So, yeah, you definitely could have been hatched from an egg, Roach, and there's no doubt about that. I wouldn't say, no, I don't watch Champions League. No, I'm just running through some of these questions now. What else does it mean? Oh, look, my friends, I think that at the end of the day, and I'll say this again, you can't lie to yourself. If you feel that you're doing something wrong, how you going W2RYN? Because some of the names are quite good. You can't lie to yourself, everyone, right? You want to get away with something, or act a certain way and think, hey, no one knew that I did that. At the end of the day, you can't lie to yourself. Living your authentic self is living your truth, right? Being the best version of yourself is living your truth, right? How you going? Insert name here, Brian. Good evening to you, sir. Yeah, we need to stop. We need to stop, relax, center ourselves, know who we are, believe in who we are. But you have to know who you are to believe in who you are. And you have to take the time to think about how you act. Are you happy with how you act on a daily basis? Are you putting out the best version of yourself you can do? Are there situations where you're acting in a way that you don't like? But sometimes we act in certain ways and hey, we don't actually reflect on ourselves. We kind of bottle that. We'll bottle it rather than let it go. Once we reflect upon how we've acted, go, hey, I shouldn't have acted like that, and we're honest with ourselves, then you actually allow that to flow on, and then you can put in place a different way of being, right? Yeah, it's being mature. Sharks are older than trees. Well, I don't know how sharks live that long. I mean, there's some really old trees. I mean, I've been in New Zealand a couple of times in my life, and I believe there's a couple of trees in the South Island, if they're still there, that they say are like thousands of years old. It's very ancient forests that are there in the South Island of New Zealand. I didn't know sharks lived for thousands of years. I mean, they've been around a long time, but the individual shark's not going to live that long, is it? Maybe not. I don't know, Wendigo. I'm just rambling now. Yeah, country roads. Mate, you know, is that a song, Toyota? I'm older than a well. Roads from my friend. Oh, my goodness. Older than a well. That's old. They have, my friend. How long do crocs live individually? That's my question. The crocs have been around since the dinosaurs, aren't they? One of the few dinosaurs that still exist on this planet. I think they are. You know, I think life is bigger and more exciting than most of us get a chance to understand, and it's good to talk openly about, you know, how you see things in life. I think the only way we can expand on how we think and grow further is to have these conversations, to have these groups that come together and throw around these understandings. Country road song is one of. Yeah, it is, mate. I know it pretty well, Toyota. Yes, they're really cool. You can see it all. That's the restaurant at the end of the universe. Have you been there? In Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, they go there. Interesting place. Restaurant at the end of the universe. Yes. I think there is something in Israel that's very, very old. Yes, I like all this information. Jules, Viper, how are you going? Life originated from mushrooms, fungus, and there's a potential for everyone being the best way to making everyone cousins. We are all family. We are. We're human beings. We're a family of humans. We're a family of, you know, earthlings that live here, that, you know, exist together. We all came from the same place. We're certainly going to go to the same place when we finish this lifetime. Life is not about being afraid of it. More often than not, we're afraid of being our truest self. We're afraid of being vulnerable, right? When you put yourself on the line, when you put yourself out there, heart, warts and all, and you go, I don't care what anyone thinks anymore. I'm just going to be who I am. That's brave, right? And I think that we're stepping towards that as a race of earthlings, as a race of humans. I think we're all wanting to be ourselves. I think we're sick of trying to be other people for everyone else. It is fear. It's fear of what other people think. But, you know, I'm just going to say it. Fuck what other people think. Seriously, right? Like, if someone doesn't like you, they can fuck off. If you're treating everyone with the greatest love and respect in your life, and you're being the best version of yourself, and you are into whatever you're into and it's not hurting anyone else, that's for you to decide what's best for you. It's your life, right? Don't let other people dictate what's right for you. You know, if you're doing things not from the heart, yes, you might be out there hurting other people. That's not what I'm talking about. Being the best version of yourself is connecting with the genuine heart center of you, doing the things that you love to do. the things that make you feel buzzed, right? The things that make you feel like, Roadstrom. I know I picked up that Roadstrom's got his motorbike, loves riding it. My guaranteed there, I reckon that will just make him feel absolutely buzzed out there in the road, right? So you've got to go after the things that make you feel alive. Do the things that bring you the greatest joy that are for you. That's how you transform yourself for the better. That's how you show your family and friends how to live. They all should be doing things that they love to do. You want my opinion on how to raise kids? When they tell you they love something, encourage them to do it. Who's buying a tractor? So I've only picked up on part of that. Oh, there's too much to learn in 1 or 2 lifetimes, Lewis. You know what kind of answers? Hey, Abdul Karam, I think I've said that right or wrong. I don't know. Abdul, how you going, my friend from Saudi Arabia? Welcome aboard to Craig's World Rocks. I'm having my coffee, and we are talking about life, the universe, and everything, as we always do on my channel. Life is awesome. I hope that everyone is treating you well from Saudi Arabia and you're living a great existence, my friend. Positive mind, positive creation. Simple. Yeah. It's about having fun, right? Life is about enjoying yourself, enjoying time with people that you care about, learning more about who you are and what this world is all about, and leaving it better for the next generation. That our kids and everyone are doing things they love to do, and in turn everyone around them is going after the things that they love to do. If everyone connected with their uniqueness and lived their fullest experience of life as their true self, as the you that wants to do the things that you personally love, not living for others, not trying to change for what other people think, like so much of the media crap says. Oh, you've got to look like this and you've got to use this to look fantastic and blah, blah, blah. Fuck all that. Be the best version of you can be. Be the greatest you can, right? Treat everyone with love and kindness and have fun and lift your vibration. And I think that all acting like that and living like that clears your mind. You're almost meditating every day. Information will come from you into your conscious mind, and you will all get to understand yourselves and why you came to live this life in the first place. Because I believe we know the answer to why we're living this life, that it's programmed up here in our mind. But we have to clear the space to allow that information to come into the conscious mind. It's allowing the connection with your true self. Lifting your vibration by doing the things that you love opens the channel, right? Yeah, well, you're not, if you're focused on what other people are doing or trying to be someone because they want you to be a certain version of you, then you're not living from you. You're trying to change yourself for someone else. And that's what doesn't really work, because there's no heart in that. It's all head. It's kind of ego driven that, I'll get my hair cut that way because all my friends will like that and they'll like how I look and I'll be accepted more. Or I'll wear that type of makeup because I'll look like this and my friends will think that I'm great because da-da-da-da. You don't want to worry about what other people think. You want to just be the best version of you. And all that is just having an honest conversation with yourself, which sounds a little bit nuts. I'm not saying lock yourself in the cupboard and go, yeah, okay, it's time to have a chat with me. What's been going on? Oh, Craig, everything's been going pretty good today, but there was this crazy woman that I saw down the road before. Oh, well, da-da-da. So that does sound a little bit crazy, but It's sitting quietly, getting serious about that, sitting quietly and actually letting yourself hear what stuff's running through your mind. You know, if you just breathe and you let go of a day's stress of work or whatever you've been doing, or people that you've come across that have made you feel different ways, you let your mind clear, and then answers that you need will come into your conscious mind. You'll be able to ask yourself questions. Am I happy with who I am? Am I acting in the way that is my best me? Am I doing things that bring me joy? Do I feel passionate about what I'm doing at the moment? What are the things that I would love to do that make me feel awesome? They're the questions you have to ask yourself. I'm not going to tell you the answers. I have no idea what you guys want to be doing. I know Roadstrom likes bikes. Yeah, I think it's subdued to people being closed-minded. Yeah, look, you know, it's not that they're closed-minded, Lewis. I kind of feel like they're just so caught up in life, right? They might be living very, you know, city lives, and they're take care, Roseman. It's good to catch up, mate. You have a good night. Enjoy life. You know, Lewis, you think when you're not open to life, you're closed, right? Because I know that sounds ridiculous, but it says when you ask that question, I think it's subdued to people being closed-minded. They're closed-minded because they're letting the pace of life close them off, because it's too fast. It moves too fast to actually think clearly. And that's why I talk about we have to step aside, right? We have to find that quiet place where we can just have a couple of minutes a day and analyze ourselves for the day. You know, it's not about going over your whole life. It's about how are you acting now, because the only thing that is now. The only thing that exists is now, you know. So you have to basically be living in the now. You have to accept that you've only got to analyze what's just happened, because it's not about remembering what you did 10 years ago, except hooked on the groove a few weeks ago. Oh yeah, cool. Accept all those things that you did back then, because you did the best you could. It's not about healing anything. It's not about, it's just about accepting that you did the best you could and leaving those things. They make you who you are. But then in the previous day, you've acted certain ways. You can go, oh, how come I acted like that? And analyze yourself and decide whether you're happy with how you're being. Can I do things differently? Do I want to do things differently? Do I want to change how I act here? And the next time that situation comes up, you might then act in a more positive way, because you're kind of then proving that you've accepted that lesson. You understand, I don't need to go through life believing that, because that creates, negative situations, and I'm looking for really, more abundance and more love in my life, and that belief kind of blocks that. So, it's a great deal of self-honesty. That's what it is. And that's when you start to feel that true connection with yourself again, or that's when you make that first connection, because you're putting yourself first, not in an ego way, in a self-love, self-worth, self-esteem way, that you came into this world first and foremost on your own, and you will leave one day on your own. Who is the most important person in this world for you? It is you. I'm still trying to. There you go. Toyota. That's why you call yourself Toyota, right? Guys, we have talked and talked and talked tonight, and I have had an absolute rage of a time. I feel very privileged that all of you guys are listening and enjoying the conversation, but I feel that I might pull the pin. But tomorrow is another day, and if you have enjoyed my conversations today, and you would like to join tomorrow and we can continue more conversations around the same time, make sure that you've subscribed and hit those notifications, and you will see when I jump on. It's not exactly 7:30 on a, Australian Eastern Standard Time every time. Sometimes it's between 7:30 and 8, depending on what my family's doing and when I get set up, but it's usually around that time. So, mate, all of you guys know, all you guys and girls know that I'm here regularly. I'm here to talk to. I appreciate all of you. You are all perfect as you are, and you all have great lives ahead of you. This lifetime is going to be mind-blowingly awesome for all of us. Trust me on that. Mikkel Moon, how you going? I was just about to sign off, Mikkel, but if you're into positive thinking and you haven't subscribed to me before, make sure you do. I'll be on tomorrow at the same time, about 7:30, between 7:30 and 8 Eastern Standard Time. That's Australian Eastern Standard Time. And we'll get into more conversations about life, the universe, and everything, and being the best version of yourself, and just encouraging everyone along, right? To be the best versions of ourselves we can be. That's what it's about. Nothing more than that, guys. Guys and girls, I love you all. You are perfect as you are. You are doing a great job. Pat yourself on the back once in a while. Take a little bit of time out on a daily basis, right, for yourself, and thank yourself for where you are right now, because you're doing a great job. I love you all. Appreciate you all. From Melbourne, Australia, Craig says thank you to all of you. I love you all. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great night, day, experience over the next 24 hours. We'll see you soon. Thanks, guys.